Welcome to the soon-to-be-named podcast.
Soon-to-be-named podcast.
Kyle Graves, Herson Martinez, also known as Owned by Herson, on social media handle. And we're gonna keep this very casual for the viewers. We're trying to figure out what to do in this space of real estate and social media.
Mm-hmm. But I think we should probably go over real quick, like almost like a get to know you type thing. So who we are. Obviously, we haven't been doing this our whole life. So what we did prior to real estate. Talk to them about what our goals are with this podcast, because I don't think, at least from what we've talked about, this is not going to be like your quintessential real estate podcast where we're talking about
there's too
mortgage
many of
rates,
those.
we're talking about the market, inventory.
I mean,
we're going to talk about real estate. Yes, that's obviously the main goal of this, but we also want it just to be relatable to people, like get people to laugh, get people to
get
be
to know
interested.
Us.
Just
know
get to know
who
us.
we are if you guys decide to either work with us in the future, have questions, be confident enough to be able to come up to us, send us a message, say, hey, I have a question for you. That's why we're being casual. Like these cups aren't for show. There's champagne in there. You know, we want to keep ourselves well parched because it gets hot with these lights. But, you know.
There you go. Well, Herson Martinez, who are you?
Hey, yo, what's up with that accent, bro?
What kind of accent would I have?
Yo, you emphasize the Martinez at the end.
Herson Martinez.
God, yep, there
Tell
it
us
is.
about yourself, man. Who are you? What you did before real estate? What you're doing here and now, and then where you want to be in the future, man. Start off with who you are. Who the hell are you, other than Herson Martinez? I know it's kind of a tough question to answer, but
I'm Brown Jesus. To the right people. Dang, let's see. That's a tough one. Who am I?
Tell us about, dude. Where did you grow up? Where did you grow up? What broadly led you to this point where we're at today? You know.
I mean, simple. So, originally from DR, Dominican Republic, came here to New York when I was a toddler, 2-3 years old. My dad's into construction. My mother's school bus driver. Money was an issue growing up, so I went into accounting. I was like, all right. We lack money knowledge. How do I go get some? And like most of us, college degree, right? Got to go to college to get that knowledge. So I did, accounting degree. It wasn't more than 2-3 months after that. I was just like, corporate America, you're not doing it for me. So I joined the military. Joined the Air Force here in Quonset, right here in Rhode Island.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, we'll dive into that. But yeah, once I did that for a bit, somehow, some way, I got looped back into accounting with them. I didn't complain because I love numbers, and hopefully on this show we'll break down how good I think I am with numbers to show our viewers. But after realizing,
how long did you do in the Air Force?
I did 6 years.
You did 6 years.
Yep. 2021 was my last. No, 2022 January. Last year was my last official.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, like a year ago.
Yep.
A year ago today, the 26th.
You were still in when I came here.
Yeah. When we first met, I was still in the military.
Too long, so.
Yeah, well, I was still in the military.
Yeah.
I decided to step away and do this full time because it put everything I know how to do into one cubicle, one box. You know, I can literally touch all my skill sets, and every transaction I can do a little bit of everything.
Cool.
What's up, Kyle?
And now you're here. Doing this podcast with your boy KG.
KG. Kevin Garnett?
That's where I got the nickname from.
That's where you got the
Because I'm the exact opposite of Kevin Garnett. Shout out to Kevin Garnett out there, but he's a 6'10" black man. I'm a 5'7" white guy.
That's why we got Celtic colors over here. Lake Show over here, baby. So
let's go.
All right, Kyle, how about you?
So,
what's up?
So I'm Kyle Graves. I was born and raised here in Rhode Island. I've been here my entire life other than the times that I left during my military service. But yeah, I was born and raised in North Kingstown. I went to North Kingstown High School. When I was 17, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to do college. Like, I wasn't super into school, and I just couldn't see myself going from high school to a college. Even though, like, you know, there was always that, like, bird in the ear from family, like, you got to go to college, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. And I kind of thought to myself, like, but do I, though? Like, do I have to do that? Do I have to do what everybody else is doing? So When I was a junior in high school, I was like, you know what? Let me check the military out. What do they have to offer? And of course, being a young kid, a bit of an adrenaline junkie. I joined the infantry in the Army, and when I graduated, I went to basic training. Like 2 weeks after I graduated, came back home, 7 months later, and got to the unit.
Well, this was young, right after high school?
Dude, yeah, I was young. I just turned 18 when I went to boot camp, so I was like the youngest of dudes there. And then came home, was home for about a year, met James. You guys I'm sure will meet James soon. He's the managing partner here at Rise. And I met James right when I was just turned 18. He kind of took me under his wing at the unit, and then we ended up deploying together. Went to Afghanistan. Did that for a year, for 12 months. Did a combat deployment in Afghanistan. Came home and was kind of like, again, I think I came home from Afghanistan on my 21st birthday.
Oh, wow.
So I was still, obviously looking back, super young, super...
And Rhode Island's always been home?
Rhode Island's always been home.
Okay.
So I came back to Rhode Island after my deployment and was like, you know what, I am just going to do me. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to party, and I'm going to drink, and I'm going to live life, and that lasted.
So you did the white boy college phase. I
did the college route, but I did it like my own way. Like I was still hanging out with all my friends who were in college. Like they were going to class, and I was just going to I was going to work, and I valet cars for a little while. I did like odd jobs here and there, and then when I was done with that, I was like, you know what? I can't park cars for my entire life.
Let me interrupt you. Sorry. We're going to have this. We're recently new set up in the office, and, we're going to have people in the office just come on by, just walk by.
Yvonne sues everybody?
Yeah, just walk by and try to distract us and shit. And I'm going to call them out. while we're live. Because
Yvonne Sousa, how dare you?
How dare you?
There's champagne happening, and I didn't get a call.
I mean...
No, now I'm just taking the ball.
All right. Wait, you got to top us off.
Yeah, top us off at least.
In today's podcast,
Hey,
the boss steals the champagne.
I guess so. All right, yo, relax.
How dare you interrupt?
Relax, I got appointments.
Relax, yo. They're going to be like, so this house over here, and they're going to be like, Herson, the house is over here, sir.
Today's podcast brought to you by...
Oh, that's how you say it?
We're going to get sued for that.
Hey,
I'm not sure. I'm not legal.
She's the broke owner.
I'm not legal. Yeah, she does what she wants.
I'll put her hashtag at the bottom of the podcast.
She's Mama Sans, so don't spit over our podcast cameras, please. Love you.
It's all out of love.
So let's make this clear right now. This is going to be a disclaimer here. Is that this is not going to be a podcast where we're going to just like
by the book.
Yes sir, no sir.
Yeah.
You're going to hear us swear.
We don't have an agenda.
We don't have an agenda. You're going to hear. Listen, the agenda. Here's the agenda. The agenda is to be as. This sounds super corny. To be as real as possible. You're gonna. Especially for me. If you know me, all my friends and family out there, you know me. I'm a little vulgar. I'm a little unfiltered.
Really? I haven't noticed that from you, Kyle.
Sure. I'm a little unfiltered, and quite honestly, like, we're doing this to let everybody get to know who we are as a person. Like, you may see us elsewhere, businessmen and stuff. All well and good. That is part of our plan. But this is more of uncensored, cage. Kyle and Herson, and any guests we have in the future. We want people to just come here and speak their truth, be completely open, be completely free to say what you want. So you may hear me say fuck. Actually, fuck.
Who?
Yeah, me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm and it's not to be unprofessional. Again, there's a time and a place for me to be professional. If I'm with you as a client, if I'm with you as if we're doing business together, I'm not going to be.
Yeah. And
same
thing with our attire, where I'm dressed this way because I am showing a $2 million house today. Right. So we dressed accordingly. We are professionals in our space.
Correct.
But there's gonna be days where I might wear sweats because.
But let's be honest,
raining
people.
Outside.
Let's be honest, people. I'm not going home, and I'm not going to my wife and being like, "Good day to you, wife." It's just not how it is. Like, you may see that on commercials and stuff. That's just not me. I want to
Sarah,
at least have some level of relatability to some people.
We can make that happen.
What's that?
Letting Sarah know if she wants you to come home and say good day to her, like, hey, Sarah said.
Could you imagine? You will address me as ma'am.
Yo,
I guess I'm back in the military again.
Fran likes it when I say man sometimes.
So where were we? We were. Oh right.
Cop.
Yeah. Well, I haven't gotten there yet, but we will.
Oh, sorry.
So
partying like crazy. After
yeah.
the
So I was
military.
partying like crazy. Just being a free spirit, I guess, trying to find myself as a young male.
Good young male.
Yep. And then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? It's time to like plan for the future. However, I went to CCRI, not the most prestigious educational institution in the world. However, got a degree and was like, well, what am I going to do with the rest of my professional life? And the only thing that correlated to me transitioning from my military life to a civilian career was the police department. So I applied to a bunch of police departments. I luckily got on East Providence Police and had 4 years there. They were 4 great years, and the reason that I decided to leave was I had a family. I started a family. I had a newborn girl.
Little Josie.
I had a newborn baby girl, and that changed everything for me. I kind of had not like a come to Jesus moment, but kind of like an aha moment where it was like, well, like I didn't mind allocating my time just for myself and my career up until I had a baby girl who needed dad to be around. Needed me. So I was like, you know what? What am I going to do? Am I going to work? Am I going to work 16-hour shifts, sometimes 2-3 times in a row every week and be burnt out and never have time for family? Mm-hmm. Or am I going to take a leap of faith? Am I going to believe not only in myself, but us as a brokerage? After, of course, since I knew James, I knew Yvonne prior to even coming here, I saw them doing well, having their successes, saw their track record of just a positive work environment. And I was like, you know what? After a lot of deliberation with Sarah, with James, with Yvonne about, hey, is this a good idea for like me leaving a career that I was advancing in, that I was, I felt accepted, I felt wanted there, I felt like I was contributing to the police department, but I wasn't contributing to my family. So do I take that leap? And ultimately, the decision was to leave and to do real estate. And let me tell you what, it hasn't even been 18 months yet. And it's the best decision I ever made.
You couldn't even tell, though. You could not tell.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
So, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
We are cut from the same cloth, almost.
Well, that's why this is going to work, and that's why it's exciting. It's because
everyone took that. I mean, I took that leap of faith. I wasn't supposed to leave the military when I did.
Right. I remember you saying that. Yeah. I remember staying at the desk with you in the bullpen, and you were like you were stressing. You were like, dude, do I re-up? Do I do another year? Do I do another 2 years?
I was supposed to re-up for a year because that was also my wedding year. Mm-hmm. So the consistency of income, the safety net was ideal. Mm-hmm. But for a lot of reasons that, unfortunately, due to my respect to the military, I cannot say, I had to walk away. Mm-hmm. So,
but that's a decision. So for instance, that wasn't easy, right?
Oh, absolutely not. No,
it wasn't easy. I mean, like leaving your career where you are.
And I want to touch base on that.
And you were a revered member of the they needed you.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing. The military didn't need me. Like I was an expendable person. You were an asset to them, where they were like, fuck, if we lose Herson,
the only one
who's doing our books?
The only one in the position. Hey, listen. But nonetheless, the person who took over, Matthias, shout out to you, did a hell of a job. Hell of a job.
Yep.
With the short amount of time he had with me, as far as training goes. But I want to touch base on what you just said, though. Why was it so hard for us to, make that jump, right? And, without getting into the whole, that whole, motivational Mondays and none of that BS. But that's crazy where, you serve and you do all this stuff, yet you have such a hard time believing in yourself in any other space, in any other realm. It was such...
So what was your... So for instance, my motivation was the fact that my life changed completely having a child. You're not there yet, and I can't wait till you are. But what was your motivation to say, you know what, I'm doing real estate part-time, I'm doing the military full-time, let me transition to real estate full-time and leave the military behind? What was your aha moment or your come-to moment?
Good question. Nah, for real, it was, I've always had this, chip on my shoulder working for people. Mm-hmm. And Yvonne, owner of the broker, she was my first boss. To this day, I call her the boss. She is the only person that I've been able to work for and with where it's not taxing. And what I mean by that is, I'm not sure how it was in the East Providence Police Force, because the military has their ranks, as they should.
Yep.
But other jobs in corporate America, it's, you start at the bottom, you got all these people over you telling you what to do, how to do it. But then you come to find out some of these guys have never done the job that they're telling you to do. And call it cockiness, call it whatever you want. Me knowing that I was good at whatever I decided to do at the time. But to be mentored or coached or told what to do by somebody who didn't know how to do what they were telling me to do, they just knew how to.
Made you feel like, what the fuck?
It's just like, what the fuck am I doing?
We didn't have that at the police department. We didn't. I worked with a bunch of extremely competent people. Every organization has the few people who are just the slackers, or they're just kind of like, East Providence. I didn't leave because of the people. Like I genuinely loved everybody that was there, and shout out to all my boys. Like a lot of them were in my wedding party. A lot of them, I'm going to one of their sons' birthdays this weekend. Like we still keep in touch. It's not because I left because of people. It was literally the fact that was like once I looked into my daughter's eyes and was like, first of all, oh shit, I'm a dad now.
This is real.
This is real. This is real. Like leading up leading up to Sarah being pregnant, I was leading up to Sarah being pregnant, I was like, my life's not gonna change, bro. Like I can still do the 12-hour, 16-hour shifts at the police department, be on the SWAT team, be a field training officer. Like I can still do that stuff and still have time to be dad. And then once I got like 3 months into being a dad, realizing no, the fuck you can't, I was like, fuck. Yeah. So am I either gonna continue with my career and make my, be a respected member of the police department, or am I going to allocate more time to my family and be a respected member of my family? And at that point, that's why I love real estate. That's why I love the job I'm in now, because it gives me the flexibility and the time to say, I'm going to allocate more time this week to my business and crush it and work the 12-hour day and that. Or next week, if Josie's got swim or she's got something that she's got to do, extracurriculars for whatever. I mean, granted, she's 2. She's not doing a whole ton of stuff now. But if I want to spend more time with her, guess what I'm gonna fucking do? I'm gonna spend more time with her. Nobody's gonna tell me, hey, you're coming in, kid. You're coming in for a 12 today. Like, there's none of that. That's really the only reason why I left the police department. And to be honest with you,
and that's what it comes down to. Like, you can. I'm such a numbers guy. Like, I can see the numbers come together, right? So I can one day pull up how I track how many hours I actually put into this to myself, right? I used to put in 40, 45 hours somewhere else and got paid the same no matter what.
Right.
Unless you had overtime, which sometimes they don't. But nonetheless, here I can see, all right, I only put in 10 hours. What did that equal? Well, no shit, Herson, you had no showing.
It equals $0 contracts. It equals nothing.
No appointments, no new clients. Like, what that got you? Nothing.
Yep.
But then I have the times where I'm putting in the 40, 50, 60 hours, and it's just like, oh shit, yeah, dude. I had 10 fucking showings, and like I wrote some contracts, and one of them came to fruition. And it's just like, well, I am the key to like what I want, and I prefer that responsibility than having to wake up. And
that was some of the most difficult thing for me to kind of get used to. Was like, all right, I don't have anybody telling me to come into the office. I mean, granted, you did, but
hell yeah, it did.
That's true. Let me rephrase that. Back that up real quick. You had people telling you to come to the office, but if you didn't, it meant no mind to them. It meant no mind to them. Whereas, like, obviously, if you didn't show up for your shift at the police department, someone's gonna ream your ass out, and you're probably gonna get disappointed.
I remember perfectly. At one time, I hit you with the, "Hey, I'm gonna be in from this time to this time. Utilize me during this time, and if you're not, I mean, it's not you.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, I'll be available to you. I'm always available to you.
Of course. Oh my God.
But if you're not,
it's so beautiful.
If you're not there, you know what I mean? Not your dad. Not your dad.
So I know we kind of touched on it a little bit as far as what we want to do with this podcast, but let's dive into that. I mean, what's your vision? I don't think, here's to be honest with you, like, this is very new for us. So, like, how long do you think that we've brainstormed this idea? It hasn't been very long.
Like 4 days?
And I feel bad saying that.
Like 4 real days?
I feel bad saying that because you would think that we spent months, especially with like all the setup we have. And shout out to Nick, shout out to Grace, obviously shout out to James and
everyone
Vaughn for providing all the stuff and helping set this stuff up. You'll obviously see them utilize this as well. But literally the other day we were like, you know what, dude? But this obviously we have kind of a cool story to tell. I think we both have a cool story to tell, being vets and having, a life prior to real estate. But not many real estate agents around here are putting themselves out there to be vulnerable, to let people know who the fuck they even are. Like they're just somebody on a postcard, they're just somebody on a billboard, or they're just somebody on a commercial. They're not somebody who a possible future client can look at and be like, oh, all right, they're just sitting in front of a camera. Which, by the way, I don't fucking do very often. Like the only time I've ever sat in front of a camera here,
a little funny ha-has on IG.
Well, I mean, there's live PD. We'll get into that later. But was like, yeah, Instagram marketing and trying to just get myself known as a realtor. But this for me, what I'm excited about this, at least for me, I guess I'll start where I'm going to see this podcast going is.
Yeah, didn't even ask me the question. He's answering. No, go ahead.
You're right. Bro.
No, you started.
Right,
You started.
This is 4 days to planning, bro. I'm gonna learn. I want this to be almost. It's gonna sound a little narcissistic, but an outlet for myself where I can come in here because again, this is gonna be raw. Like there are probably gonna be times where I'm talking about stuff that I don't like in real estate, and just as well as everybody else who's a real estate agent out there, there's plenty of stuff that sucks with this job. Probably like any job. I don't want to get into all that right now, but you will see that from us, and I hope that's an outlet for not only good discussion, but again, entertainment. Like I hope we can make it funny. Like I don't want to come in here and just be like, I want people to laugh.
I might need a different chair, bro. I don't know how to sit in this shit.
Well, you gotta lose some of that ass, bro.
Yo, my shit's thick, boy.
Some of that hit training.
That shit's thick. Check out the pineapples real quick. So, I mean, first off, I love that we did this in like 4 days.
Dude, yeah.
Simply because, I mean, that speaks to just how we tackle and go after it for our clients. So if I'm going to put two to two together, like, I'll speak to you today. We'll do a whole consult, seller consult, whatever it is, a game plan, and let's just go. Not to take anything away from all the other real estate podcasts or whatever else is out there, but we had an idea and we were just like, oh, trial and error, baby, trial and error.
But I think that's where I hope we're different. Because again, there's probably 40 podcasts just in Rhode Island of realtors and loan officers.
I mean, if there is, I don't know, not one.
Title attorneys that are doing podcasts or doing like a video series about who they are and what they do. But a lot of it to me, like the ones that I've seen are people, again, it's so structured where it's like, okay, today we're talking about single family inventory in Rhode Island. And like, I'll be honest with you, I'm a realtor. I don't want to listen to that shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to listen to people just throw like, all right, today rates were 6.15 national average, and for a 30-year
fix. The fuck does that mean?
It's like okay, great. That's something that people can just go online and look at themselves. But I'm hoping that we can at least get an audience that enjoys listening to us talk. What
are we gonna do about like potential clients calling us during the show?
Answer it. Answer that right now.
Hello.
And that's how it goes. It got dropped. That's how it goes. Right. So, if you're one of Herson's clients, call him back. He wants to talk to you about selling and buying your house. But seriously, like that's how
All right.
That's the shit.
Yeah, that's
answer it. If we get some.
I like that. I prefer to
insight.
Yeah, I prefer that. I prefer that. Don't like to miss phone calls.
Oh, it's too funny.
Yeah, these lights are bright. I mean, they're bright.
I wish you guys could see us from behind the camera, but the team here at Rise, they hooked it up. This room is awesome. Hopefully, you see us in here a lot more, putting out a lot more interesting and engaging content to where we're not just drowning you out with
that's what I was gonna say.
Shit.
Shut up. That's what I was gonna say.
How dare you talk to me like that?
That's what I'm trying not forget my train of thought. We're also going to go over, as far as like market updates, not necessarily. If we do, it's going to be different. If it's necessary or if it's a question. We're going to definitely I know that I have clients that ask me questions and they're okay with me writing it down and talking about this. And I say that because this past weekend I asked like 3 of my clients, hey, are you okay with me answering that question on social media? I won't say your name. So we would like to do that, Of
course.
I mean, just throw it in the comments, send us a message.
For sure.
And we'll answer questions here and there.
Absolutely. I mean, these aren't going to be long, dude. We're not doing like the Joe Rogan podcast where we're going to be sitting with people for 3 hours and getting into the economics of the world or how to
Yeah.
We're just not going to do that. We're gonna do 20 minutes.
Although I've always thought like, if you could sit there and listen to a grown man talk in your ear for 3 hours.
Shout out to Joe Rogan because he can. And
I was gonna say, you know what? I'll just leave it at that. Good for you.
But we're not there yet. I mean, again, this is obviously going to be, it's going to be real estate focused because we're both realtors. However, we want it to be more open-minded to where you guys can ask us questions about not only real estate, you can ask us questions about ourselves, how to go about maybe your own real estate transaction, even if we're not involved. Like if we're not your realtors, however, you got a question, hit me up. Like I have no problem talking to you. If you have a question about real estate and you're working with somebody else, if you're a friend of mine, if you're family of mine, and you're like, hey, first of all, how dare you? But like, you know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be an open forum. Of course it happens. It just happened to me now.
Dude, that happens. You have family members that go other realtors, and you know what? Sometimes it's better that way. I've had, and I say that because I've had clients who had family realtors at first, and then they realize after talking to me, oh shit, wait a second, you don't just help me buy and sell. Like you really map out, like me personally, and Kyle too, because Kyle has access to me, and like we can like sit down and like map out what the rate of return is on a property. Like we can see your financial plan. Yep. If you're in debt, I'll help you get out of debt. Like there is financial background in this corner of 10 plus years of accounting, financial coaching, etc. And as much as we love our family and friends, I mean, I have family members and they might have used other realtors, and if they do, they haven't told me because I beat their ass. But nonetheless, I've had other people who steer from their family and come to me.
They haven't told me because they'd be dead to me.
I didn't want to say it, but
oh man,
I'll find the address at some point.
No, I mean, I haven't been in this game very long. The real estate game. It's happened to me once. Again, it is what it is. Like everybody has their reasons for doing what they're doing. I don't take it personally. If anything, like, hey, cool. My boy just bought his first house. You know what I mean? He didn't use me as a realtor, and I almost feel bad for him because he actually came to me after he closed. He called me, and he was like, I have something that's been like eating at me. I need to talk to you about it. And at first, I was like, fuck, like. I thought he was going to tell me he had cancer or something like that. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, this dude's not going to tell me he's got that's just how my mind operates.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But
I'm a negative.
He was like, listen, I just closed on a house. And at first, my initial reaction was like, I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, oh, damn. And then he got talking and like, I could tell how excited he was. It was his first house. He'd obviously been thinking about buying a house for some time now. He lived out of state for a while. He actually just came back to the East Coast to live. And the quick second of me being like, oh, dude, what the fuck?
He felt some
quickly changed to, you know what, man? Like, good for you. Like, why would I be mad at why would I be mad at you because I didn't make a commission check? Am I really going to be that scumbag who's like, oh, well, you didn't use me and you didn't pay me, 3.5% on your buy side? Like, you're dead to me. Like, why? I'm gonna ruin a friendship that I've had since high school because you didn't. No, of course not. If anything, I'm happy for him. He bought his first house, but however, he did come to me after, and he was like, I am telling you this for a reason because I wish I used you because the realtor I used, he was like, I never met the dude. Our transaction got extended for almost, I think he said like almost up to 3 months from contract date to close date. He was like, it went 3 months. It was a disaster. Like, I couldn't get a hold of him. He's like, so not only do I feel bad for not using you because you were my boy, he's like, the transaction was like a disaster. And he's like, now I see, what you're doing. Obviously, you're putting stuff on social and stuff. Like, I kind of wish I used you. And I was like, hey, like, happy for you, you bought a house. Hope you learned your lesson. And
gotta throw that in there.
Gotta throw that in there. And then next time, man, like, we'll make it happen. Yeah. So, shout out to you. You know who you are.
Now, this is how you hold them accountable.
Say how I'm accountable.
Then you send them the video link. Be like, yo, just watch this. What do you think? No, throw names out there.
Not yet.
Dude, I think that kind of covers.
This is good, man. This is our first.
Damn, I forgot what I said in the beginning. What is the no name?
We are the no name podcast because here's why: we don't have a fucking name.
We don't.
We don't have a name.
Not yet.
So do this. Anybody who wants to listen or is listening, all 4 of you,
and then probably
in the comments below.
Wait, who are the 4? Your wife, my wife.
yeah. Josie.
Yeah, damn. Shout out to you, Josie.
And Dolce.
Wow.
So, you 4, if anybody watching, put some names for our show in the comments. Yeah. Let's see what we get. We have ideas, we just haven't put them out yet because...
they're pretty corny, I'm not going to lie.
I know.
But there's it's all right.
Look at
But yeah, all right.
Look at me.
We'll wrap
Hey.
that up. We gotta chug this shit though. We'll wrap that up.
We'll wrap that
Appreciate
up.
you guys for staying.
Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully, we can engage with you guys. We can make more content that you guys find interesting.
Oh, we're gonna try to do this weekly, right?
I'd like to. I don't see why not. I don't see why
yeah,
we can't. I mean, we can do it Wednesdays. Have them out for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Little
we're gonna
weekend
put this stuff on Instagram, Facebook. Probably gonna put it on
YouTube, maybe.
on YouTube,
Yeah.
Apple. Hopefully get on Spotify. And again, these are gonna be
Oh, yeah,
short.
yeah,
These are gonna be short. Like
at some
if you're
point-
driving to work in the morning, on
Yeah.
a Friday, and you want to listen to something for 20 minutes.
At some point,
Thumbs
it'll
up.
be on the Apple Podcast. I'm figuring out those details. Maybe Spotify. I'm not too well versed in Spotify. I think that's your realm.
It's all good, man. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure that
We'll
shit
figure
out.
it out.
But
Thank you guys for watching.
appreciate it.
Hopefully we'll see you next time.
Salute.
Salute.